and in the first year we have C language as the first language. So and in our case, as we had autonomous, so added to that we had Python also. But
Warm welcome to all our viewers. This is Rituja from the digital cell of RSCOE, back with yet another episode of Crack IT series. Today, we have with us a very optimistic guest to interview. So, with no further ado, let's welcome Rohan Walunj. He is currently pursuing information technology from JSPM's Rajarshi Shahu College of Engineering, Tathawade. He is currently placed in Hexaview. First of all, heartiest congratulations, Rohan, for your placement.
thank you, ma'am.
So, with no further delay, let's start with our interview. Starting from your admission at JSPM's RSCOE in IT, did you already have this subject, IT, in your 11th and 12th? Or did you
Uh,
start from ground zero?
no, ma'am. I had that IT chapter or IT subject in 12th standard. So from that on, I started to build knowledge about C language. I had HTML, CSS, JavaScript in 11th standard. So that really helped me to gain confidence in C language at the start, where most of us are not familiar with C language. So it really helped me a lot at that point of time.
What are the different programming languages that you completed, and when did you start preparing for each one of them languages?
Okay, so ma'am, as I mentioned, we had C language in the 11th and 12th standard. So from that only I had started at that itself. Uh, and in the first year we have C language as the first language. So and in our case, as we had autonomous, so added to that we had Python also. But I would like to highlight this that people just start with 2 3 languages, but later they get confused or they don't have time for other stuff such as DSA and all those things. So it will be better if you start with one language. First, I had started with C language that is recommended or it is compulsory in the first year. And day by day, when you progress and when you solve course, you get a lot of confidence and you build that confidence for the interview process. So I had generally started in the third year, which is very late actually. But I would recommend to start from the second year itself if you are preparing for aptitude. Uh, then you start from the second year, or if you are preparing for DSA, then you start from the third year. So that was my preparation. Yes.
So, how did you prepare for the aptitude test, which was asked in the Hexaview interview?
Actually, Hexaview Technologies is one such company that doesn't have aptitude test. So I was not fortunate enough, and also I'm not good in aptitude. So I was fortunate enough that they didn't have aptitude test. But if I would recommend, then you can go for these topics is there. There you have aptitude questions. You can solve them. And apart from that, you have indiabits.com. That is also there. And on YouTube, you will find plenty of channels that will help you and they will help you to gain those tricks and tips that are required for the aptitude round. Means we have to solve limited questions in limited amount of time. So they judge you on the basis of how much quick you are and speed plus accuracy the test. So that is the key in aptitude tests.
Okay, so how did you develop your skills, particularly your coding skills?
Okay. So for coding, actually, I did not have that much knowledge. As I mentioned, I had just done the C language in the first year. But at that point of time, you don't feel that you are that much confident enough. As and when you start coding kind of small programs, prime number or anything like that, then you start gaining confidence for those bigger codes. So I had started my journey from Naresh Technologies. I would recommend this channel. It is on YouTube. So there they have explained everything from scratch. If you are not comfortable in C language, then you can go there and they have explained it pretty well. When you do that, after that, you have to master at least one programming language, as I said, apart from C language. You select C++ because it is a very user-friendly language. So when you are done with that, then you go for a code help channel that is newly launched by Love. So I am, yes, I can say I'm a big fan of him, and I have followed him from third year itself. So you can do the course from that. He has also shared that sheet of 450 questions. So if you solve at least 200 odd questions from those sheets, the first 200 questions, you are most likely to get selected in the first technical. Means you are most likely to get selected in the first technical round. It would be easy for uh, talking about core subjects. Again, the same channel is there. If you this is not recommended by anyone, but if you are not comfortable with this channel, you can opt for any other channel also. So basically, you can do it from YouTube. If you're not comfortable from YouTube also, then you can ask the technical staff. They'll provide you with books, and if you are more familiar with books, then you can opt for that. But in my case, I had done coding and data structures from Naresh IT and Code Help channel, plus the core subjects that is database management system, object oriented, and SQL, plus data structures from this Code Help channel and Naresh IT. So that was pretty cool enough, and it saved our life.
Were there any competitions like hackathon or coding competitions that you participate in and would recommend others to do so?
Yes, actually, if you participate in those competitions, it will really boost your confidence, as well as you can include it in your resume as well. But it is not that you have to participate. It is not compulsory. If you are capable enough to participate in those coding competitions, then you can surely opt for that. In my case, I was not that confident, but I had surely taken part in hackathon. We had actually in our case we had a hackathon which was a version of hackathon only. Just we had a problem statement, and based on that we had to prepare a code. So that we had executed. So yes, if you are confident enough, you can go and you can show your talent in that. But again, it is not compulsory, but it will surely boost your resume.
What are the different websites, books, and other resources that would recommend the student for developing their coding skills?
Okay. For coding skills, I would just recommend to follow the Labuba series that is there on YouTube. Secondly, if you are planning for Hexaview, because Hexaview technologies basically they are mainly focusing on the technical stuff rather than your other skills. So for that, I would recommend that channel. If you are more keen enough, then you can go to Beach also. There are plenty of questions, and you can solve according to your knowledge. You can filter those questions from according to the difficulty level, and you can start coding from that. And as I said, for core subjects, you just have to prepare for just the basic stuff is enough. If you are good at DSA, they don't check your basic stuff. They don't check your how deep you have gone. So that will help.
What were the co-curricular activities or clubs that you took part in? Secondly, how participating in such co-curricular activities helped you in building your personality?
Okay, so coming to this clubs, so in RSCOE we have a variety of clubs such as rocket club is there, and robotics is there. So you can indulge in those activities also if you want to build your resume. But again, it is not that important if you have built that much strong knowledge in DSA and other core subjects. And for Hexaview, at least it is not important. If you are planning for some other company, then you might require it. But in my case, not check that much because first of all, they don't have that much time to go through your resume because there are a lot of candidates. So it is better if you do it so that it can boost your resume.
So, how did you manage your co-curricular activities and academics?
As I said, I was not indulged that much in co-curricular because of the lack of interest in my case. But I would recommend that you do plan and take part in those activities. And participating is important. The further things are not important according to me. So yes, if you are willing to participate and if you have good knowledge and talent, then you can surely opt for that.
Did you do any internships?
Yes, coming to internships, actually there is a lot of myth that we must do an internship or some what like that. it is good that if you have an internship or you have managed to uh, work on your skills prior to the placements, it is good. But even if you don't have an internship, no problem, because they are not checking at the time of the interview. If you are capable enough to clear their rounds, that is more than enough. But I would suggest that if you have time other than data structures and all that, and if you are keen enough, then you can do internships. That will only do better for.
How do you think working as an intern helped you?
Again, I did not do any internship prior to the placements, but after I got the job in Hexaview, they arranged an internship for us. We have two internships. First is the engagement plan proposed by the Hexaview technologies, wherein we get personalized, means we get to interview people. That is for the first technical round. So that is that has proved to be a boon for us, because we get to know a lot of things. For example, I have taken most of the interviews in the first technical round after clearing the interview, and I find what answers they are giving, and accordingly I update my knowledge also. So it is very beneficial. And after clearing the interview, you are getting one more internship, that is in the January. So 6 month internship is there. So yeah, that is.
How did you manage your internship and studies side by side?
It is nothing like that, that you have to manage both the things. If you are loving what you're doing, for example, in my case, it is coding. So if you are loving do the code, then you will not have that choice, because you will love both the things. So it is just a matter of what you are doing. So that is it.
Coming to the interview rounds, how many rounds were there in the interview process?
Okay. So coming to interview rounds, in Hexaview, they have total 5 rounds. There are 4 technical rounds. The first round is the coding round, wherein you have to solve 2 codes. In my case, I had one medium level question and one easy one. So I was able to do both of them. If you manage to clear this round, which is the easy round, then you can surely move on to the next round. And clearing this round will is very easy if you follow the stuff that I have shared before, the channels and all those things. Then coming to the second round, it is the first technical round, wherein they focus more on coding skills and technical stuff, and the core subjects, obviously, that is database tools and data structures. So if you are comfortable with basic knowledge or basic concepts, then it is you are most likely to clear this round and go to the next round. They just ask you the basic stuff, and if you are keen enough and if you have the depth of the knowledge, you will easily clear this round. Then comes the second technical round. In this technical round, they mostly see your resume. As I said, clearing first 2 rounds, if you have cleared and then you have conquered half of the things, then only thing is remains is your resume. So they just check your skills, and accordingly they judge you. If they find that you are matching their qualities, means what they are expecting, then surely they will take you. And it is not like that you should know coding to the depth. If even if you know 70% of the coding, it is enough for clearing that round. And then comes the last round, wherein you have to share your screen and actually implement that code. So in my case, I had code from which they had asked me about my favorite data structure, which is very difficult, I guess. So for me, it was difficult. So if I would have said arrays of strings, so my chances of getting selected would have been minimized. So I just thought of saying linked list so that the chances would be more. And such thing happened at the time of the interview. So I told them that I'm comfortable with linked list. So they gave me a question to find the middle of the linked list, which was quite easy enough, I guess. So I had managed to solve it before only. So things went quite well in that interview. And added to that, they had this HR round also. So they clubbed together both the rounds. So in the HR round, they asked you situational questions. For example, in this situation, what you will do. For example, they asked me that if your code is not working properly, and the client is not impressed with you or the project. So would you hand over your code to your friend or a colleague, leaving your ego aside? So my answer was yes. Why not? I will surely handle that project with the colleague so that the client gets satisfied, and whatever knowledge is lacking in me, I will just correct it afterwards. So I thought I think they might be impressed with this answer. So these things matter a lot. Basically, they check your presence of mind when it comes to the HR round, and yeah, so they have this round.
What type of questions were asked in the TR and HR round, and how would you rate the difficulty level of the questions?
As I said, the HR round, they just test your thinking capability on the spot. Means if you are able to answer the questions according to them, according to what they expect, the chances of you being getting selected is it is high. So I would just recommend that you don't say that I am an honest person and all those things. That will not help. You have to be manipulative at that point of time. So in my case, they had asked me this question that I now I told you. So at that point of time, I was a bit afraid that I had two options, whether to go for this honesty or manipulate the things. So I had chosen to manipulate, and that worked finally. So at that point of time, what you answer that matters a lot in the HR round, and everything else goes smoothly.
Were there any difficulty or tricky questions, and how did you tackle those?
According to means in case of coding, you are asking.
In the HR round?
In case of coding, okay. In HR round, I just said that there are just situational based questions. They just check your presence of mind, and if you go through them well, then you have made it.
What efforts did you take to make sure your resume would be more effective? Secondly, what are the do's and don'ts that one should remember while building their resume?
Okay. So coming to resume, people find means they feel that if I include all the technologies in the resume, it will impress the interviewer. But I would suggest that don't do that, because if you flood everything your resume with, then it will be a very hectic job if they ask you the questions on that and you are not able to answer them. So best way is to just put minimum things on the board, and they'll find that okay, he has done these things, and then they'll ask questions on based on that you will be able to answer. And again, I said if you are you cannot tick all the boxes, right? So you have to know your strengths. If the strengths is DSA and core subjects, then you need not bother about the resume that much. But yes, if you are planning for some other company, then surely they will look into your resume and how many projects you have included in that. So I would recommend that you start building your project from second year itself. Uh, Although I did not do that, I had started from the third year. But if you are asking me to recommend, then I would recommend you start it from the second year itself because it will just add more to your it will add on to the resume.
Talking about your projects, could you throw some light on what were the different projects that you made?
Okay. So in my case, I basically concentrated on DSA and core subjects because I knew my weaknesses. I'm not good in at coding projects. So I had put one easy project that everyone puts, that is of web technology. So yes, I would recommend if you are keen enough, then you can go for projects. At least you put one or two projects. That is fine. Don't flood everything with projects. Okay. So if you are good with DSA and the concepts, then it does not matter that much.
What were the different certification courses that you did and were helpful for those for their placements?
Okay. So certifications. Again, if you are taking part in different competitions in the college, so that you can add in your resume. The next thing is then you can go on different platforms such as Udemy and stuff like that. So from that you can learn a lot of things and include those certificates also in your resume. Uh, so yeah, that were the things. I had done two courses, one of Python and one of data structures.
So, how was your college life and your journey at RSCOE?
Yes, the college life was very nice. Due to COVID, we did not get that much exposure to the campus, but yes, it was as usual.
Any mistakes that you made in your college life or any experience that would like you to share with our viewers?
Yes, definitely. I did not participate in the competitions that I would like to highlight. If I would have done that, then it would have boosted my resume for sure. So that is one I can say that.
Lastly, what message would you like to give to our viewers, especially budding engineers?
Okay. So the only message I would like to give that in this phase from January to December, the placement season, you will find that you are facing a lot of rejections. Okay, so at that point of time, you feel low sometimes and you get stressed out. But that is a time when your friends and companions come into play. You can share those stuff with your friends because at that point of time, only friends will come into your means they'll get out of you from that. And there are different rounds. So if you even if you are not clearing the rounds, it's not a big deal because there are a lot of companies that are waiting for you in the future also. And one more thing I would like to highlight is that whenever you feel low, or if in my case, I was not eligible for the companies due to the criteria. So I just went to board sir and just he guided me well. He told me from what skills I have to develop so that my resume stands out, and also the data structures and stuff. So you can take guidance of these elderly people. They will surely boost for you. And at the end of the day, you have to crack the interview. Uh, so don't feel low at that point of time, and surely take help from us. That's it.
So, thank you so much, Rohan, for sparing your time and giving your feedback about your interview to our viewers. And again, I would thank for sparing this much time for our channel. And we wish you all the best and you enjoy your future goals. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for letting me share my views. And yeah, thank you.